And a man was shot and killed here in West Michigan, and police are now sharing the latest on their investigation with us.
Congress is back in session today, following a month-long recess. What lawmakers have to pass by the end of this month to avoid a potential government shutdown. News Channel 3 Live at noon starts right now.
Covering West Michigan to protect and alert you. This is News Channel 3, live at noon.
Thanks for joining us on News Channel 3 Live at noon. I'm Kirk Mason.
And I'm Julie Williams. And we are following this afternoon. We've just learned from police who say the wooden playground at Northside Park in Otsego was set on fire early this morning.
They were assisted by Plainwell and Allegan County to get the fire put out. Now an investigation underway to figure out who did this. News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher is joining us live. And Autumn, this park means a lot to the community.
Yes, Kirk and Julie, it sure does. And I spoke to families today who just made the drive out to see this park. They tell me they've been bringing their kids here for years and they are just heartbroken. Now, I also spoke to the fire chief today and he tells me that they are investigating this as arson. I want to show you behind me here. They currently have the area taped off, and that is because they want to make sure that kids are safe and they do not get injured. Now take a look at the damage from this fire. This is the east side of the playground here, and you can see it's black, charred, and burnt up. And families coming out here say this is just sad. This is where kids come to play. Now, we do have photos of the fire. We had viewers send us in photos who saw it. You can see the playground engulfed in flames. Police say the fire at Northside Park broke out just after midnight. Otsego Fire and police were both on scene. They were able to contain the flames and prevent the fire from spreading to the entire play area. The city says there was extensive damage done to the east side of the large castle play structure. An investigation is currently underway. Again, the fire chief says they are looking into this as arson. We spoke to residents who say this park means a great deal to the community.
It's been here for a long time. Young guys that I went to high school with actually built this in their younger years as kind of a community service build. I've had den meetings here as a den leader. My children have kind of grown up here, and yeah, it's just disheartening to see something like this happen to the community.
Now, we know the city has filed an insurance claim and they hope to get this side of the park repaired as quickly as possible so kiddos can come back out and play on it. Thankfully, we know there was no injuries from this fire, but we also know that they're looking for suspects or a suspect who did this, and police have not located anyone at this time. If you have any information at all, you're asked to contact the Otsego Police Department. I'm live in Otsego, Autumn Pitcher, News Channel 3.
All right, thank you, Autumn. Grand Rapids police investigating a deadly shooting on the city's southeast side. It happened around 2:30 this morning at the corner block of Diamond Avenue Southeast. Police finding a man in the area had been shot. First responders attempted to save his life, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. It's unknown if the suspect's in custody at this time or what led to the shooting. Anyone with information, please call the Grand Rapids Police Department or Silent Observer. A case of tuberculosis confirmed in Branch County, raising new health concerns. It's the first case in West Michigan since January.
Now, we know Coldwater High School had sent out a letter to students and staff. We just don't know yet if it was a student or a staff member who had tested positive. Now, the Michigan Health Department says there were 165 cases in Michigan last year, and 27 of them were here in West Michigan. There were 12 alone up in the Grand Rapids area, and they say it was usually men who were between 18 and 44 who got it. Experts say you'll have symptoms if you have tuberculosis, and that's actually how it spreads. You might cough up blood, you might not. You might also lose weight. You might be lethargic, and your glands might be swollen. The health department says you should call your doctor if you think you have symptoms. We are keeping an eye on this, and we'll be sure to keep you updated in our newscasts and on our website. Right now, we want to take a live look over a beautiful downtown Kalamazoo on this Tuesday afternoon. Look at those blue skies as we turn things over to meteorologist Jeff Porter. Jeff, not a bad afternoon out there for us.
Stellar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Truly good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. And we want to get you rolling here with A live look here at Four Corners Park in Coldwater, 75 degrees. There goes a school bus. Winds are light and variable, about 4 miles per hour. Taking its time making that right-hand turn. We know that much. All right, let's do this. So for the afternoon, in the conversation of 80 degrees, sun and a couple of cumulus, light winds here, southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunset will be 8:13. Satellite and radar together. Well, our skies look great, and in our immediate west, they do as well. We are watching some rain, northern and western Wisconsin, also coming out of Minnesota. 74 officially right now in Kalamazoo. Let's talk about your midday temperatures. Mid-70s just about everywhere. It is 76 right now in Holland, 73 in Battle Creek. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up dry, but you'll notice rain will start to make inroads here by mid to late afternoon and at the lakeshore first. How much rain is going to fall tomorrow into tomorrow night and Thursday morning? We have some brand new numbers. Kirk, you'll see them in 10 minutes.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. We're going to give you a live look at Washington, D.C. this afternoon. Congress returning from recess today with a full agenda, from averting a government shutdown to demanding answers from Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. about the CDC shakeup. CBS's Natalie Brand has a preview of what to expect this week and beyond.
Lawmakers back from summer recess already face a September 30th funding deadline to avoid a government shutdown. Democratic leaders are calling for a bipartisan meeting and accuse Republicans of threatening to go at it alone.
Under the Senate filibuster rules, Democratic votes are going to have to be at the table, but we have to get spending under control here in Washington to get this country back on track.
There is a bipartisan push for more information and transparency around convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. Today, the House Oversight Committee is scheduled to meet privately with survivors. And Wednesday, Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie and California's Ro Khanna will hold a news conference with victims as they push for a bill requiring the Justice Department to release all documents related to the case.
They will be telling their story, and they will be saying clearly to the American public that they want the release of the Epstein files for full closure on this matter.
Following the Trump administration's shakeup at the CDC and firing of Director Susan Monteraz, there are also calls from both Republicans and Democrats for oversight and answers. A New York Times op-ed from 9 former CDC directors and acting directors accused Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. of endangering public health, pointing to recent cuts at the agency and changes to vaccine policy.
The concerns that they outline are really about politics and ideology taking precedence over public health and science.
Secretary Kennedy will face questions on Thursday, testifying before a Senate committee, his first appearance on the Hill since the agency's overhaul. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
This afternoon, the trade advisor for the White House says getting rid of an exemption on tariffs will make the U.S. billions of dollars a year.
This de minimis loophole has been one where counterfeits and pirated goods are coming in. It's the single highest source of narcotics and fentanyl being smuggled across the borders.
That de minimis exemption he was talking about was the one that said packages less than $800 wouldn't have tariffs on them. Well, that exemption ended on Friday, so they do have tariffs now. Some economic experts say this will cost us a lot more, or they say businesses might try to find cheaper things to import. President Trump, though, says it's a safety issue. As of this afternoon still, more than 12 countries aren't shipping anything to the U.S. because they say they're confused about the tariffs.
Illinois Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton says the Trump administration hasn't coordinated with state officials on its plan to crack down on crime and immigration in Chicago.
He wants this to be a situation that's not really focused on, promoting public safety or doing anything to make communities safer in Illinois. This is all about his ego trip and wanting to make sure that he's the center of attention.
Stratton says real progress has been made in the city. She also says a militarized presence with the National Guard is not a solution to the root causes of crime or violence. She insists on a reversal of federal funding to assist violence prevention programs. The Homeland Security Secretary pledges to bolster immigration enforcement in Chicago soon. President Trump is also threatening to deploy National Guard troops, alleging out-of-control violence in the city. A federal judge just ruled that the Trump administration's deployment of National Guard troops to Los Angeles is illegal. Judge says it violates a 19th century law which prohibits the use of troops for domestic law enforcement. The judge did not order that the remaining troops be withdrawn. White House lawyers argue the troops were protecting federal officers, not enforcing laws.
OpenAI says there will be parental controls on ChatGPT within the next month. There was a lawsuit against OpenAI, and it's from the parents of a 16-year-old boy who say ChatGPT helped their son die by suicide. Another mom had sued last year. She says the same thing happened to her 14-year-old. OpenAI says the new parental controls will let you link your account with your teenagers and manage how it actually responds to them. Well, coming up this afternoon, the death toll is still going up from that earthquake in Afghanistan, and we have the latest on where their rescue efforts stand.
Israel launching strikes across the Gaza Strip, killing dozens. What we're learning about the victims.
Kirk, thank you. How windy will be on Thursday and feeling like the middle of October. We're going to tell you when. You're watching News Channel 3 live at noon.